October 19th, 1781. I'm standing outside Yorktown, Virginia, about to surrender my entire army to a bunch of colonial farmers and their French allies. 6 years ago, I thought crushing the colonies would be easier than a Sunday fox hunt. Today, I'm handing over the keys to American independence, and I'm low-key impressed these colonists pulled it off. My name is General Charles Cornwallis, and this is the AP U.S. History My Story podcast. When I first got sent over here in 1776, the plan seemed solid. Use our superior navy, our professional army, and our endless resources to crush these untrained farmers who could barely afford gunpowder. No cap, we thought the whole thing would be wrapped up in a few months. What we didn't account for was how absolutely stubborn these Americans would be. Every time we thought we'd broken their spirit, they'd just retreat, regroup, and come back madder than before. It was like playing whack-a-mole, except the moles had muskets and a bad attitude problem. The turning point was the Southern Campaign. I'd been successful in the Carolinas, won at Camden, scattered some colonial forces, and I genuinely thought we were about to end it. But then these Americans started using guerrilla tactics that were absolutely genius in hindsight. Francis Marion, you'll learn about him as the Swamp Fox, was making my life miserable with his hit and runs. Nathaniel Greene was this brilliant general who made sure I couldn't win anything decisively. They'd attack, disappear into the wilderness, then pop up somewhere else entirely. It was absolutely insane. By the time I marched into Virginia, my army was exhausted, undersupplied, and demoralized. We technically won most of our encounters, but we were bleeding men and resources with every so-called victory. That's when I made my worst decision. I moved to Yorktown to wait for reinforcements from the British Navy. Everything went sideways at once. The French Navy completely outplayed our fleet. The frigging French! Admiral de Grasse showed up with 28 ships and basically said, nah, to any British naval support reaching me. Meanwhile, Washington and Rochambeau were marching down from the north with 17,000 troops. So there I was, trapped in a peninsula with 7,000 men, surrounded by land and sea, watching the noose tighten every day. The siege lasted 3 weeks, and honestly, it was brutal. American and French artillery was pounding us constantly. My men were getting sick, we were running out of food, and every escape route was blocked. The final straw was when the Americans captured 2 of our key positions in a night assault. Alexander Hamilton, the guy from the Broadway show, led one of those attacks. That's when I knew we were completely done. The surrender ceremony was the most humiliating moment of my entire military career. Our band played "The World Turned Upside Down" as we marched out, which was accidentally the perfect soundtrack for the moment, because that's exactly what happened. The entire world order got flipped. It's giving complete reversal of everything we thought we knew about how colonies and empires worked. Standing there, watching my soldiers lay down their weapons, I realized I was witnessing the birth of something completely new. Not just American independence, but a whole new way of thinking and self-governance, individual rights, and what a nation could be. It was historically unprecedented, and we just handed it to them. After Yorktown, I went on to have a successful career in India, but I'll always be remembered as the general who lost America. And honestly, I'm weirdly okay with that. Sometimes you're on the wrong side of history, and the best thing you can do is surrender gracefully and let something better take your place. The Treaty of Paris in 1783 would officially recognize the United States as a nation, but really, American independence was secured right here in Yorktown when I realized these Americans had built something worth creating, and we were just trying to hold on to something that was already broken. Like, follow, and share the AP U.S. History My Story podcast, because these stories hit different when you hear the original voices that shaped our country.